If selling feels awkward to you, it's not because you're bad at sales. It's because you've been taught to sell, not sell with influence. I find when I'm out working with people, the challenges that they often say they're having, they say they're things like, I think I'm okay at what I do. I'm pretty good. But when it comes to selling my ideas and projects and services, my confidence just goes down. Or they say things like, I'm really worried about being pushy. I don't want to be one of those people. And you probably downplay your value, you soften your language a bit, or maybe you even rush through the conversation because you just want it to be over. um, Maybe you even avoid sales conversations and discussions altogether because they feel a bit transactional rather than just a nice, natural conversation. Or the other thing that often comes up when I'm talking to people is they say, I just wish they could see what I see, and then just say yes. That would be so much easier. So if this is you, you're not alone. It happens all the time. And I find when I'm out there working with people who, they're great at what they do, but sales isn't necessarily, their whole job. They don't see themselves as a salesperson, but they do have sales needs, or they do have to have that skill as part of their role. And so there's really three things that I find to be able to help you to do that. And the first one is to be able to shift from selling to selling with influence. First one is to remember is that selling is not about convincing someone to buy something that they don't want. We're not trying to talk people into things they don't want. Instead, it's actually about clarity. And so we're not pushing harder, we're not trying to force them into saying yes. We're helping them to see that here's the problem that you've got, and here's the solution that I would recommend based on my understanding of your challenges, and being able to identify, that you can actually help them. We're not trying to talk people into things they don't need. It is actually the truth, is this is the right thing that will solve that problem. And also, what the impact is if that's not solved. So how much would that be costing them if it's not solved? The second thing is that influence starts with presence and not pressure. We're not doing anything pressured whatsoever. It's about how you show up. It's about your confidence. It's about your energy and how you frame things, how you set the tone and what comes out of your mouth. And even before anything comes out of your mouth. And then the third thing that you need to have is commercial language, so that the messaging is more about the commercial outcome they're going to get, and then so that it's really compelling. If you think about the solution that you have and you can link it to the value of what that means for the customer, the risk of not doing anything, the impact on performance or opportunity or increased revenue or engagement or performance, those decision makers will really lean into that. They will really see that you understand their problems and the value that you're going to bring for them. And then you're going to be able to really demonstrate that return on investment. So if you can shift from selling to selling with influence, that whole conversation totally changes. And it's far more about being in service and just being able to help. So if you need help, if this is something that you're stuck on, I'd love to have a chat about it and see if I can help you.